The long view makes it look even worse.
America's a fucking experiment, and it's a failing experiment.
I know, it looks so bad.
But it's so fun to watch.
That's how it started. They basically broke away from Britain. They're like, fuck you guys, we're going to do our own thing. Let's see where we can get to. And 290 years later, whatever.
The entire history is like a Jerry Springer episode after that.
Can't wait for that docu-series.
America. Yes, such a place once existed.
Instead of the Jerry chant, it is the USA.
It is.
They're such a chanty people. It's great. By the way, we are rolling.
Are we rolling?
Yep, we got all of that.
Awesome.
Welcome to the bonus episode, or a bonus episode. I don't know when this is coming out, but it's Verlax bonus. I'm saying bonus a lot. This is Jason.
This is Hassan, and did you
And this is Sinson.
Did I just what?
You said Verlax?
Yeah.
Is that the...
That's the short form of
So
Verbal
this
Laxative.
is a bonus episode, but you gotta shorten the name in our bonus episode?
Oh, it's less official. I don't know. I give it a
Verlax.
cool name.
Jason's punishment must be more severe.
Verlax sounds like some alien.
Verlax is totally the short form of Verbal Laxative. What would you rather be?
My name is
called?
Verlax. I come from the planet.
What would you rather have it short form? Like a short form for Verbal Laxative? What would you call it?
I didn't know we were going with a short form.
I don't know. I'm just saying. What if you want to shorten it down?
Shouldn't this be
nickname?
Verbal Laxative Extra or XL? Because this is a bonus episode.
Yes.
Yeah, let's just have more
Verbal
confusing
Laxative.
names like Apple and their phones.
Extra strength.
Yes, they got the XS now, but it's an extra large phone.
Good.
Stupid.
The extra small for the extra.
Pretty soon you'll have to hire a person from Apple, like an employee, to carry your phone around with you, like a porter.
Oh man.
Apple's
If I could get an Apple person,
yeah,
I would totally get one.
to carry your freaking
I'd get them to do
iPhone
everything.
23 Super Max
If it's
XL.
a hot chick, I would do things. Let's just end it at that.
With-
There's
illegal
things.
with consensus.
Wait, it's legal if I own her, right?
Holy,
Yes.
well, I'm not talking about owning. I'm just saying, like, with every...
She's an Apple accessory.
Holy fuck.
Hey,
That's not where
shout
I
out
was
to Apple. They're sponsoring this.
Well, if they make
They
them
didn't give you
robots,
such
then
a
I
bad
guess you could
deal.
own it. If they make robots.
Speaking of our
Make
classic,
Siri into an actual hot blonde.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like a robot.
That'd be
And then-
great.
And then
And it's Apple.
And then
Every-
we'll never see Jason again.
all of Apple's stuff is like
He'll be
sleek
too
and
busy for
smooth and
every
everything. That'd be
podcast.
great.
Sleek and smooth. Just a bald, sleek head.
In Ex Machina, what's her name was hot in that, and she was a
What
robot.
part gave you a chubby more? The clear part of the back of her head where you can see all the synapses in the wire?
That was hot.
Yeah.
Or did you
Wanna
have an
just-
or?
You just want to bust a nut on that clear glass case?
I would,
Yeah, so
I'm not saying I wouldn't. But
I wouldn't.
okay, that's where we are not
That's
on the
where
same
we're
page. But yeah, that's a classic. I don't know if we could call it classic topic of conversation for verbal laxative, aka Verlax.
AK Vlax, AK Verbal Laxative, no short name.
I already said that. Anyway, but yeah, we were just saying earlier too that it was recently in the news that
In the nose, yeah.
that someplace in Texas it was gonna have a robot brothel.
They've been listening to this podcast.
That's all we know too.
Our dreams have come true.
They're
Except, you know what?
stealing our ideas.
Okay, you know what? Right now, the robots are not advanced enough. It will look so bad right now. I think.
You go in a room and it's just like a fleshlight on a bed.
Yeah. That's like the
Here's your
economy
robot.
version. The economy version would just be a flashlight on the bottom of like toilet paper rolls for limbs, and then just a picture of whatever celebrity you printed out that day. That is the economy class.
A broom with googly eyes on it and a flashlight stuck on
Yeah,
it.
even just like a teddy bear, but with the crotch cut out.
Oh man.
No. Okay, sorry. Sex robot. I bet if you pay top dollar, maybe you can get something.
It's gonna be like those real dolls that you see. I think that's what they're
Real
called.
dolls.
I think they're just called real dolls. Like that's the name of them. They're like
Yeah.
creepy, like uncanny valley looking things. They're like somewhat life
Why do you know
size.
so much about this?
Cause
He's a very lonely man.
I am, but that's not the point.
That's
I
exactly the
know
point.
the-
That is.
It's like that movie,
I can't afford one.
Lars and the Real Girl. What's his name?
Wait, this is a movie?
Yeah. What's his name?
Is that
Ryan Gosling. Ryan Gosling. He plays a person who falls in love with a doll, but not like a robotic doll, like a regular doll.
What?
I think.
This is
but
a
he
movie?
but he thinks she's real, but the rest of the family knows that she's a doll or something like that.
Yeah, but this is
Yeah.
a brothel.
Wait, have you heard of this movie? I haven't heard
No,
of this.
I've never seen it.
I haven't seen it either.
I'm
I
more
just-
reminded of you've seen Her, right? That was a big movie. Where
The Walking
Scarlett,
Phoenix, right?
yeah,
No, I
and
didn't
Scarlett
watch that.
Johansson was like the voice of the AI that he was falling in love with.
But
Isn't that the same thing as that Al Pacino movie where he fell in love with an AI? I forget the name of it.
I don't know what that one is.
There was
yeah, I remember doing. Yeah,
Yeah.
but no. Wait, is it cheaper to go to this brothel than
A
regular
real one?
brothels? Is
I don't know.
is prostitution even legal in Houston?
Is it prostitution if it's
If
not a
they're
real person?
robots.
Yeah, no. So I mean, like, do they have real brothels there so you can compare it, or it's just like, yeah, this
So
we
you
made a
can
robot
compare.
brothel
Hi,
because they
I'm
can
ju-
have a real brothel.
I'm just here comparing. I'm shopping around.
And even that, okay, so I think Nevada they have real brothels, right? It's legal there.
Yes.
So I
think-
wonder
If it's
if it would be cheaper.
I think it has to be like LA or not LA. Sorry,
It would have to be
Vegas is
cheaper.
treated differently than the rest
Yeah.
of Nevada.
No.
you don't want a simulated experience for more, money than.
So then automation is also screwing all the hookers out of a job if
Yeah.
they're cheaper. Then
Yeah.
Well, why should they be just the only industry that's not hit by this?
that is true. Automate the pimp too. So the robot pimp.
They just have a revolving hand that's like spinning around.
That's the robot pimp from Futurama.
Slap.
No, but it's a brothel. There won't be a pimp. It'll just be
We
a
are
madam.
we are
It'll be a
literally
madam.
headed towards a future that is Futurama. Then.
Would that be good or bad?
I think
I
it'll
don't
be
know.
terrible.
Yeah, they got some pretty cool stuff.
Because
It's a world where anchovies are worth $43 million.
Invest now. I don't even really like
wait, is
anchovies.
that still considered cheap depending on inflation in the year?
No, it made him rich.
It made
Okay.
him rich because it was, or I'm
Or
just saying 43.
It didn't make him rich. Sorry, he he had a bank account with like a few cents or something.
Yeah.
And then he was frozen during all that time, 1,000 years. And then he checked his bank account after. That's what made him rich.
Yeah.
But he spent basically all his money on a can of.
Yeah. That was the story. Yeah,
Yeah, anchovies are-
he had
yeah,
like 99 cents in his savings account or whatever in the year 2000, and then in the year 3000 he checks it out, it's like 43 million or something, and then the what's her name, mom,
yeah.
she's just like selling she has like an auction or something, and
Yeah, something about the oils in it.
Yeah, there's an
like,
old can of anchovies, and he buys it for all his 43 million.
Well,
I
maybe
missed
it
that
was.
show.
Maybe it also was a matter of inflation. I don't know. Anyways, fucking robot brothel. Wonder if you're.
Does that count as cheating?
I don't know. You'd have to ask the wife, obviously, right?
Well,
You have to reason it with her, like, it's like me sticking my dick in the microwave. You wouldn't be mad at that, so why would you be mad at me
I
going
think
to
she
brothel?
would be if she wanted kids.
If
if the vacuum cleaner
Not, you don't
doesn't
turn on the microwave.
Okay, good.
I don't know how
Then
it
what's the
works.
point?
I don't know
If
how
the
it
That's
works.
how you get it warm.
I don't know. I just thought of the first appliance that I
There you
could
go.
think of.
if the vacuum cleaner doesn't count
Vacuum
as
cleaner would be
cheating,
way better.
if the vacuum cleaner doesn't count as cheating, then I don't think.
Vacuum cleaner would be way more sanitary too, because right after you bust
I
a
don't know,
nut,
man.
It's
the
all-
vacuum cleaner can suck it all in. Well then, I don't
Yeah,
know.
we get so much dust and stuff.
You
and
buy a
gross
brand new
crap.
vacuum cleaner. Only
Every
using it-
time.
you're
That's
only
ex-
using
that's
it
still-
for,
If you're getting like a Dyson, that's an expensive. You might
you
as well
won't
go
get-
to the robot
No, you don't
brothel.
want to get a Dyson. You might suck your nuts right out of your dick. No. You want to get
That's not
a
how it
really
works.
cheap handheld vacuum. I imagine.
Oh god.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Dyson will
moving
suck
parts.
your
in
And
it.
then put the the attachment for the intake. You put a flashlight, a modified flashlight, and you just suck. You turn it off, and then you just
Why-
right into your vacuum.
Why even have the vacuum if you already have a flashlight?
Jason, I'm.
It's
so
a- it's-
it
it's-
suck-
it's
the
a
flashlight
speedy
can't
c-
suck.
It's a speedy clean. It's sanitary.
Jason, I'm thinking for your enjoyment as for yourself.
Basically,
I'm not
he's
gonna-
telling you don't need to go to the robot brothel in Houston.
Yeah, why go to that? Why spend the ticket and the money to go to the brothel when you can just make it yourself at home?
Because I don't think that they have such low tech stuff.
What if it happens? You go over there and this is exactly what they have. Like this is like the middle,
It's like
the premium like of service that you get. Oh yeah, you get the bronze package. No, the silver package. It's just this handheld vacuum cleaner attached to a flashlight, and then they have like a mannequin with the crotch cut out, and that's what you get.
I think this is why it's not fair. Girls have it way easier. They can just put things in, and it's way easier to have machines do that. Right? Why? Do you not agree? Because it's already
if
a
you
thing
really
that they have
want, you can
machines
put
do
things
that.
in too.
Yeah, you can fuck your toe hitch if you really wanted to.
Don't want that. Nope. So anything other than robot brothels?
Anyway,
You've done a lot of contemplating on this, huh?
Well, it's not a lot of contemplating, really. I mean, it's just obvious.
No, in order to say, to come to that conclusion that women have it better.
Well, they just need a freaking vibrator too. I mean, that's all they really need. That
That's
does nothing
true.
for me.
So you've tried it.
Where would I put it? I don't want to put anything in myself.
he put up his ass. It's like,
If you really wanted to, you could find.
I
places.
don't
I
want
don't
to,
see
though.
the appeal of this. This does nothing for me.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. So, like, I got no
Are you?
other, I got less options than girls would.
Just, I have a feeling like next week he's gonna call one of us and be like, "Guess where I am."
If I could afford
At
that-
the home appliance store to buy a vacuum.
I'm at Home Depot. What vacuum did you say it was?
It's the handheld one. Oh, you want to get the industrial.
Just go up to an employee there. Hi, which vacuum here sucks the best?
Oh, you mean suction power? This one
Let,
gets a lot of dust.
let me just be clear. I'm not using it to suck off the phone. I'm using it to masturbate. Now, which vacuum do you recommend for this?
The guy's like, oh, right this way.
A fine selection for people like you.
They have like a back room with like the nasty ass like beads or whatever that you see at old school video stores or whatever.
Yeah, the Home Depot thing. We got a lot of people you wouldn't believe.
Industrial vacuum.
Oh man, that would literally tear you apart.
Well, we're on.
You
well,
look like you're
I think we're
actually
good.
thinking about trying
Nope.
it.
I think nope, can't afford it. I really can't. I booked my flight to Japan. That took a lot. I just said to Japan. Tokyo
Shit.
in particular.
Japan, you'll find sex robots in Japan
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, way more advanced.
sex robot tour of Japan. So where are you going this time?
Tokyo.
Only Tokyo.
Only Tokyo. Because it's only me. I always wanted to do like a solo trip, go somewhere in the world on my own.
Okay.
See how I do.
No friends, nothing. Nobody. You're not.
I got no one.
You're not meeting anyone there from
Nope.
like.
No,
in
I don't know
Germany
anyone.
or- Nice on your own.
Yep.
Sweet.
So I get to do whatever the hell I want.
Yeah.
I can see all the sex robots I want, whatever.
Yeah.
No judgment other than the random people there, but I don't care because I don't even speak their language.
Other than Google mapping your.
Well, Google already knows.
Recording your.
Google's probably gonna give you some ads for like sex robots in Houston.
You would think that I would already get those ads, but I haven't.
So what do you got planned? What do you got planned to do while you're?
Nothing really. I don't have too much planned other than like go to the Disney. They got Disneyland and Disney Sea, which I'll spend basically a day at each one. And then there's like so many different subsections of Tokyo that like basically each can take more than a day, really.
Where do you usually find yourself then?
Usually, I've only been to Tokyo once before, and it was only for a few days, so I didn't really get to see much of it. I went to see the stuff that I have went to see before. Is like the ramen museum, which is pretty.
A
Typical.
ramen museum.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty far from. That's like in Yokohama, isn't it?
I really don't remember. It's been quite a few years since I was there. But I also went to the. There's a robot show that was from Anthony Bourdain that
Yeah.
I saw, and I went to that, which actually was a really interesting experience. It was really cool, but it was like so random. I don't know what the hell's going on. But yeah, I got the idea from Anthony Bourdain, and it was actually fun. I don't know if I'll do it again this time, just because I don't know how much has changed in their shows.
So you're going there and you're just winging it then, eh?
Well, I'm sure I'll have like days at least set out for what area I'll be in,
Yeah.
and then see what I'll must sees, basically must visit. But other than that, yeah, whatever I want.
What are some must sees that you've made a list of already?
I really don't have a list written out. Other than like I literally don't have a list other than like Disney's. That's about it. That's
Disney
actually
and all sex robot places.
I have to
Factories,
Google what they
brothels,
got.
right?
I'll have to Google it to see what they have. But
Maybe you should just visit the red light district.
what's that called? Crap, I don't remember.
I thought he was about to say, "I'm sorry, I don't know what a red light district is."
No, there's actually.
Which
a name
one?
for
That's
it.
what he was. I don't know. I forget. Is it Shibuya or Shinjuku? One of those S's, right?
Shinjuku is more of a commercial area, I think. Shibuya is more of a.
That's where the big crossing is.
Yeah, that's where the big crossing is. So that's like a family-friendly area. Is it? Maybe I don't know. I've really done no research, and I go in a few weeks, so I got time. Just nothing I can make reservations for, really.
Well, I guess Reddit will be your friend. There must be a Tokyo subreddit.
Yeah, there is. There must be. There's a cat. Never mind.
There's a what?
Nothing. I was gonna say a specific city, but subreddit, but I don't want to. Even though it doesn't really matter, but whatever. Yeah, the only thing I really have planned for my basically 2 weeks there is 2 days, and that's Disney. And yeah, other than that, I plan to go to New York in January.
Traveling man all over.
I want to go to Iceland.
Because I haven't gone anywhere for so long.
Are you gonna go there by yourself again?
No, I'll go with a friend.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. Since we're on the topic of Japan, anyways.
I was just gonna mention, since Hassan said he wanted to go to Iceland.
Oh yes, let's do that first.
Would you, or are you going anytime soon? Planning?
I'm planning, hopefully, soon. Why? Are you interested?
I would go, but I've looked it up. It's pretty expensive.
That's the thing. That's the thing that's stopping me right now, too. It's just I'm trying to find somewhere or a season where I can get cheap tickets.
Well, it's pretty cool because I think we looked it up. Some friends mentioned that there's like these basically glass igloo things you could stay in. Is that? I think that was Iceland.
Yeah.
It might be Finland or somewhere else.
That might be a little
near
bit
there.
expensive.
But it
too.
looks super nice though.
Yeah. I just like the
I
fact
don't know how
that
much privacy
the
you get.
whole country has a ring road, basically. And you can just drive on it, and then wherever attraction or anything you see or anything you want to turn off, you can just turn off and spend the day there.
You're gonna be driving there.
Yeah.
How long do you think it would take to
Just
drive the
rent a car.
entire ring?
It takes literally a few hours or something, I think.
Only?
Yeah.
Dang, that's nothing.
It's just an island. The whole
Yeah,
population
but
of the
still.
country is like 130,000 people or something like that, or 300,000 or something like that.
Man, I guess it is pretty cold most of the year.
What would be the best time to go visit them?
I have no idea. Whatever summer is for them.
When
Well,
are you gonna go?
This is just a plan.
You go there with
It's
the
just
wife.
forming right now. So there's nothing concrete yet. The whole ring road is 1,300 kilometers, so like 13 hours maybe, 12 hours.
Dang, that's like nothing.
What are you looking forward to doing over there?
Just
Like, what is-
see the sights. Like there's not much.
What's Iceland known for?
There's only
They got really good scenery. Like
scenery basically. Like there's only one. I mean Reykjavik is the only one city, and I don't know how much of a nightlife.
that's the only
or-
city I know.
There, that's what I mean. Like that's the main city, and the rest are just smaller. And by main, I mean they have a population of like 100,000 people or something, or 150. Half the population is like Reykjavik, and then there's another 100 or 150.
You're planning to go somewhere too, aren't you? Honeymoon, like not this year, but
Yeah,
Your
somewhere
next trip.
tropical. Maybe, I don't know, Maldives maybe? No, we're also thinking about going to go do an Asia trip, stop by China and stop by Japan as well. Last time we were in Japan, we traveled, me and my wife, we traveled quite a bit. We went to Tokyo and then traveled all the way west, all the way to Hiroshima.
yeah, I would want to do that. But since I'm traveling alone, I'm kind of creeped out by the prospect of going to these places I haven't or I haven't heard as much about.
There's,
Because I know Tokyo is generally a safe place.
there's some things that you gotta watch out for too. I've read this one story from this one Japanese guy that lives in Osaka, and he's basically he told a story basically when he was in high school. He visited Osaka, and then he wound up in this one place where these guys kind of kidnapped him and tried to extort him for money.
Okay.
And then the way he got out of that, I think he pulled a fast one at an ATM, and then he got away from them. But he was saying like, oh, like there's these areas that you shouldn't visit and whatever. And it's not even like women, but it's just someone that's alone, aka you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and it could be male too, because he was high school age and he was walking through these places, and people kind of just do that apparently. But it's not. I don't think it's so widespread. But the disturbing thing is, he tried to go to the police, file a report. But the police wouldn't have it. Like the police don't care too much about that, and plus the way he said it, the way it was explained to him later on was that in a lot of these places, the police and the criminals in these, I guess, the shadier areas, even if these yakuza areas, they have a sort of like a tacit understanding. Like, yeah, you can go fleece tourists, you can do whatever, just don't go overboard, right? You don't go overboard, the police don't investigate you, right? And then if someone comes to try to tell the police that this is happening, the police kind of like shoo you away because, on one hand, you don't file a report, the statistics don't get logged. And I guess they don't want to really deal with that. And especially if you are of Asian descent, I guess the way he said it was like, oh yeah, the police will definitely not really want to log this in or make a report out of this. It's different if you're a tourist, I guess. Mm-hmm. But then those are probably the funnier stories where it's like, you're a tourist, you get suckered into a hostess bar, you think it's normal, and then they rack up the drinks, and at the end it's like a huge bill that you can't pay, and then and you gotta pay it anyways because these big large men get you to pay your bill.
Well, yeah, I'm planning to play it fairly safe because I wanted to go to Osaka too because it's you just take the train there, and Osaka's a big city too, well known. Mm-hmm. They got a lot to see there too, but my main reason for not going is it still costs a lot of money to go there.
Even if you take the train, it costs a lot of money to go back and forth.
Yeah, it's like I didn't really do the conversion. I did the rough conversion, and it's like $150 one way.
Holy.
Yeah, that sounds about right. We took it to Hiroshima. I think it wasn't that. Maybe it is a cheaper rate if you go far. I'm not sure. I'm not.
Well, yeah, if you could get like a pass that you could just take the rail,
we
whatever.
Got the pass,
so it's a better deal if you go to multiple locations or further locations. But for me, I don't want to take that chance, and I don't have that money.
You could definitely just spend the whole time in Tokyo. And
yeah,
still be.
I looked it up beforehand, and pretty much the main consensus from anyone that answered that specific question was that there's like more than enough to do in Tokyo for 2 weeks. A lot of them are even like, oh yeah, we spent the whole time in Tokyo, and 2 weeks wasn't even enough, and like a lot of stuff along those lines.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of stuff to do, like from the really cheap end eats, like
yeah, they got like a Michelin star thing that's like you could get $10 plates or something.
Yeah, you can also visit the Michelin star ramen restaurant.
Yeah,
and
there's
then,
a lot.
And then that's usually an affordable thing you can do. And then and one of the things that's kind of stupid, like ramen over there is supposed to be a cheap eat, right? Yeah. That's like one of the
everywhere
cheapest things you can get over there. But over here, if you try to go for ramen, it's like they make it too like artisan or something. They charge quite a bit of money just for a fucking bowl of noodles. Yeah. It's not even supposed to be that expensive.
I think ramen's one of the biggest gaps in price because you can get cup ramen for like less than $1.
Yeah,
and then if you go to a restaurant, it's like you could spend like tens of dollars.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like ramen is that like the stuff you get
noodles.
The noodles in the package with the little soup.
Yeah. No, but I mean, if you go to an actual like ramen restaurant,
they
it can easily be like $12-$15 a bowl.
And that's like there's higher end ones that
Where-
are even more expensive.
Where you can buy sometimes on sale, you can buy 4 of those packs for like $1.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
are instant noodles though. Like these ones are
Yeah.
not supposed to be instant noodles.
Oh,
Yeah,
But-
it's definitely better than the cup ramen. But,
Yeah.
you know, it's just like they're all considered ramen, so it's like
Mm.
there's such a huge different.
It's kind of
differential.
ridiculous.
I guess
it's,
it'd
just-
be-
it's mostly hype.
it-
That's why it's so expensive.
It'd be like coffee, I guess, like real coffee and instant coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, essentially.
Well, okay, that's actually a good thing because I don't know if I told the story before about the Tim Hortons that opened in Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Hortons opened in Scotland, first location in I guess UK.
Mm-hmm.
All over the UK, I guess first location. It was a 2-hour line wait to get into Tim Hortons.
Dear
And
God.
if you think
And
about
Scottish people know of Tim Hortons.
it's probably hyped up. It's like, oh, this coffee chain, this
From
super
Canada?
popular coffee chain from Canada is here. Everybody's got all the hipsters and shit. They all got to come and try it, right? And then over here, it's just like that would be insane. No one would ever think about. And a cup of coffee is like a buck or something
Yeah.
like that, right? Over there, it'd be like a fucking couple pounds or something. Same thing here
That's
with
not bad.
ramen. It's kind of like that too. Cause we went to New York one time. And there's this ramen chain called Ippudo, which is kind of like it's a franchise, right? It's like what Subway would be for sandwiches and what a Quiznos and shit, right? Ippudo. They had one branch in New York. The wait time was 2 hours to get in, and when you got in, it was just like hip Manhattan hipsters and fucking maybe some like high-powered bankers and maybe some like businessmen. Waiting 2 hours to get a table to eat ramen when over in Japan Ippudo is literally it's a franchise.
It's a
it's
McDonald's.
it's like KFC, right? It's like it's good,
Yeah.
but no one waits. It's not the type of food where you would wait 2 hours to get a table for to order a bowl of ramen. And the flavors are even much better. They're way better in Japan too. But it's just like this whole fucking hype that this mysticism over here over a bowl of ramen. It was supposed to be cheap. It's kind of dumb. The way people value these things and all over the place.
But that's how all these places work, is with hype. Like, remember Krispy Kreme here?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I actually didn't really like it. It's like overly
they-
sweet.
but-
and everything.
but there
yeah,
was
no,
still-
you get huge lines.
There was like
of-
3-hour wait lines just to get,
Why did they close down?
because it was just a fad for like a month or two, and then after that
They still
everybody
had
stopped.
people
going.
like going to it though.
No, but not enough to make business.
That's weird. So many other
It was
like
literally-
donut places.
it was
It is a
literally-
fad, but then the thing about Krispy Kreme, it is sort of a local thing. Like you know what a donut is. You get donuts in North America. That's a North American staple, right? The thing about this is it's like you attach some sort of mysticism to a bowl of ramen. Noodles. If anybody ever listens to this, noodles are never supposed to be that expensive. Like this is like a ham and cheese sandwich costing like $50, right? It's unthinkable. This is like what people like the working class eat. What you go to if you have a couple like $5 or whatever. The equivalent of $5 gets you a bowl.
I bet you there's some place with that expensive ham and cheese sandwiches.
Maybe, but it's definitely not here where everybody
Yeah.
knows that ham and cheese sandwich is not supposed to be.
But we're in
stupid
that
expensive.
age where like hipster stuff is making such a big wave.
Yeah.
And like they're gonna come out with a
Another
place like
thing,
this.
if you ever go to one of those Chinese places, and even ramen places have these now, it's like the bun. It's like a pork belly bun.
Yes. Usually very good.
You know how much you can buy one in China, just on the street.
I think just in like freaking TNT or something, you could still get those types of buns.
Even
You
then,
just have
can
to like
get-
steam them yourself or something.
most of the places over here, it's $5 to get in that. Like it's
Like
a
one or
hand
two of
size
those.
bite of bun. In China, it's the equivalent of probably 0.04 cents. Canadian, and not like 0.04 of a cent, maybe. I think the equivalent of what.
You'd get like 3 for a
Like
cent.
it's insane the way that people like
It's very
they
simplistic.
hype it up
thing.
so much over here. That's like, oh my god, I've never tasted something so good and so exotic. The exoticness makes it so much more expensive here. Like people are willing to pay $5 for something that would cost that would cost you regularly maybe a couple cents.
And I don't think it's anything like sushi where it's like, oh, it's hard to get the ingredients or whatever. I think it's pretty common ingredients.
Well, I guess it would be like for Indian or Pakistani food, how like chicken biryani is here, like in.
But is it that hype or like marked up?
Like in Pakistan and stuff, you can get a dish of like chicken biryani for like 200 rupees, and that's like what, $2 maybe, or $1.50 or something like that. And here it's like $10 a plate.
Yeah, I mean, like,
but I mean,
it's
it's not
generally
that
more
hyped
expensive. Yeah, it's not hyped up.
It's
That's
not that
the thing.
hyped
Like
up.
biryani, it's more expensive to get food here, definitely, than it is in those countries. Those countries, the food is supposed. They make it. They deliberately try to have a conscious decision to make food cheap, right? Because fucking it should be. But like there's certain foods like sushi, like ramen, or even the fucking pork buns and shit like that. It's just hyped food, and it gets expensive because it's hyped food, right? It's like when crepes from France or whatever, right, first came over here. It was like the hip whatever food. And it's like you're paying money mostly just for the exoticness of it.
It's just a thin fucking pancake.
Yeah.
I love pancakes though. Why would they make? Well, actually, I don't want them to make gourmet pancakes. I'm fine with like crappy old
exactly.
pancakes.
Like, it's a funny thing because if you get it's like there's such a weird dichotomy between the noodles that you can get in North America. A bowl of ramen is really expensive, but a bowl of Vietnamese noodles, soup noodles like pho, they try to keep it comparatively cheap. Like it's supposed to be, right?
Yeah, but even then, you'll find some places that are really expensive.
Jacking it up. Exactly. But like, it's just it's the money is coming just from perception. Like, I guess the Japanese have really successfully marketed their shit all around the world, where it's like a bowl of noodles with.
I don't even know if they marketed it that much. It's just
I think it's
people
just
hyped
weebs.
it up themselves.
I think it's just weebs just like inflated the value that came back.
Yeah, but even in like anime or whatever, you see like this super poor college student or whatever, he's just eating cup ramen because he's so poor, and then they're gonna make that into like, oh man, I want some cup ramen because he makes it look.
And then cup ramen goes straight off the roof. This is the cup ramen that Naruto ate. Oh my god, this one you get is like $20 or something.
Yeah, he did like ramen.
Oh no. But yeah, that's the thing. That's my gripe about noodles, because I really love noodles. It's like
Yes,
it's never
you do.
supposed to be that expensive. But anyways,
I think you have stated before that if you had to eat noodles every day, that you definitely could do that.
yeah, I could definitely do that. That's when you know that you are a true lover of the food. You never get tired of it. Eat it till the day you die.
I
7 days a week.
don't agree. I tried that with pizza for like, I think it was about a month. Because this was a long time ago.
You had pizza every day?
Yeah, so my parents were gone on vacation for like a month or whatever. I was at home and I just had, I'm like, oh, I live about a block away from Little Caesars. And like they have $5 pizzas, so I could just get that easily. I could split it for like whatever, how many meals. Like
But that shit's
2
just
meals.
like cardboard with cheese and pepperoni.
Yes, and tomato sauce.
I guess.
But yeah, I basically ate that almost for pretty much every meal for that time, and then after that I couldn't eat pizza for like half a year.
I guess because you're having Little Caesars cardboard pizza.
Yeah,
That's
but
why
even
you
if it was like fancy pizza, I'm pretty sure the same effect would happen. Maybe I wouldn't go half a year after that avoiding pizza, but you would get sick of it. I would get sick of it at least.
I don't know. I love pizza, but I don't get it from Little Caesars.
All right, let's give advertisement. What's your go-to pizza place?
Nothing really.
Okay.
I go to all
This
of
episode
them.
is brought to you by no one.
Pizza 73.
Best we could do.
Pizza 73. There you go. That's one.
Okay.
I like them better than Pizza Hut.
Let's change the question though. Is there a food that you could eat every day without getting sick of it? So his is noodles, so it's somewhat generalized because there's so many different types of noodles.
Well, okay. To be more specific, I would eat like Chinese style noodles forever, and I could be fine with it.
I like lots of food, so I couldn't pick one.
Well, yeah, actually, I lied because Chinese style noodles is also very
It is still
massive
like,
amount
yeah.
of options. So I can eat something different every day.
I couldn't pick one. I like too much food, I think.
Okay.
What would yours be?
Well, that's why I don't know if I could do that for every day. But if it had to be something, if it's gonna be generalized like that, maybe pasta, maybe.
Oh,
Just because there is a lot of different pastas.
For me, it might be maybe steak, but then steak every day, I would probably kill myself within a month.
You can get
So you
out.
could eat it every day for the rest of your life. Steak is good though.
Yeah.
You're gonna have some Kobe beef over there.
I'm getting so hungry now. Well, I'm not going to Kobe, so.
Well,
I
you
mean,
get to,
yeah,
you
you
just
could
get the
still get it.
Wagyu and there was a good place
But
in.
Wagyu's still overrated, I think, especially at that price range.
Oh no. There's this one place we went to. I forget the name. I'll try to get it. It was in Shibuya, but it was like an all-you-can-eat barbecue place, and you can order Wagyu there.
Ooh, that could be good.
Yeah. So it's just it's one expensive all-you-can-eat price, but it's all in.
Oh, I can
Drinks, everything like drinks, food, everything for 2 hours.
Oh,
And you can order Wagyu over there and all sorts of whatever, like cow tongue, pork belly, whatever.
One thing I appreciate about their culture is that it's more acceptable to go out places to eat just by yourself.
Oh, so if you
'Cause,
show
you
up
know-
table for one, they're not like, or anything.
No, it's quite normal, especially like you see in the sushi bars, right? It's meant for one person. They ramen noodles is definitely normal in all Asian countries that you could just have be one person eating noodles there.
Yeah, because it's
And-
more like a stop by, eat
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, and Japan is set up in a way where the train stations underground they always have food shops always set up at most of these train stations, and then basically there's only just room to stand and eat your food when you order. There's no sitting space
Yeah,
whatsoever.
it's like a little bar. Like
Yeah.
that, and
It's just a standing bar where you just like they want you to come here, order your food, shut the fuck up,
Eat it,
and
and
then
get the
leave.
fuck
Yeah, get the fuck out. In a really nice way, like
it's like efficient but polite, and
I
yeah.
think Japan has to be like that in every aspect of life, basically.
I like Japan is definitely a lot of fun and like the people there like they take service pretty much to the next level. Like like you get people that are like
They're very
salespeople in retail
serious.
shops or even like people working in restaurants. They go out of their way to be nice to you, right? They're like the nicest salespeople / reps / service people
Like-
that you can meet.
In general, or because you're a tourist?
In general.
No,
In general, even to their own people, they'll if they make a mistake, they'll bow and bow.
I
and
think
bow.
it's because they're so replaceable. Like
Yeah,
there's so many people.
it's like this whole culture. It's in a very cynical way. It's like because of it's a leftover of being really a feudal servile leftover culture, right? But like it pays benefits for us because you go there, you have a good time. They're really good. They're really good service.
Whereas here, if we're accustomed to basically American stereotypical, like most service people aren't either helpful or they're slow or whatever. You hear a lot of people complain about any service industry stuff. But there, it might be kind of stereotypical. It might not be true for all places, but generally they're more polite and
Japan on
caters to your
average,
needs.
the service people they are very very polite. They're very very nice. They're very very helpful.
But they also do have those people standing outside the stores, like trying to drag you in and stuff.
yeah, and that.
We're starting to get that more here too.
Physically drag you in?
Sometimes, yeah.
Well,
Depends on the
they're
place.
Really, if they're really hawking the place, but
But like how here you might see it sometimes like at
Malls?
yeah, they're like handing out those like soap
Free
samples
samples.
or
Yeah.
perfume samples or whatever.
They do
And then
it
they like
everywhere.
they introduce themselves to try to get a conversation going
Yeah.
to try to get you in.
Yeah, and then they're like, oh yeah.
And then your only option is to be like an asshole and be like, yeah, I'm just gonna walk away. So
if you walk down, I forget the place, but it's like shit, I really do forget the place. But a common sight in Japan is like a small narrow road-ish, but shops on both ends, restaurants and whatever. So they have people standing outside, right, like trying to draw you in to go to the shop, the restaurant, or whatever. A lot of times, 90% of them, they'll all go through a gamut of languages to try to get you in. And this is also true in Korea, especially in Myeongdong. They stand outside. First, they'll belt out some Chinese to try to get some, the Chinese tourists in there. Then they'll belt out some. If you're in Korea, they'll belt out some English or maybe some Japanese. Most of the time, it'll be Chinese. Japan was the same way though. There's a lot of places where they would say English, and then they'll speak Chinese, and then maybe they'll make their way down to Japanese eventually. And then it's really weird because you think about it, and some of them can actually hold a conversation with you entirely in that language. Like I remember in Tokyo, like I can't speak any Japanese. A lot of them don't speak English that well too. But I got by because I could speak Chinese to the salesperson or whatever. Whoever was like hawking the product, like whoever was just like like, oh, can I help you with the products? They can see, oh, he's like, oh, English. I'm like, a little bit English. And then, 可以说中文吗? Oh yeah, I can. Yeah, definitely. Start speaking Chinese. And then they speak that fluently, and I'm like, this is really weird, but this is.
Yeah, my friend that's there right now in Japan, he was actually saying there's a ton of Mandos there.
Yeah. So. The funny thing is, like, that is like above and beyond service. You think about it, they're basically almost at like a translator level.
They're learning another language.
They know like 3 languages, at least be able to converse with customers in 3 languages, and the most they can get is a retail job. At like like a face mask cosmetic store.
That's one thing that it's a bit of a tangent, but it's one thing that kind of pisses me off a bit. My parents can speak multiple languages, so English isn't one of their best, but they get by. But they could speak like the different types of Chinese, and like they both can speak Vietnamese and stuff. So and they're fluent in all those. But I just have crappy Cantonese and English, and looking back now, I'm like, I wish they would have taught me all these other languages. Like, we mainly spoke Cantonese back then, so, they at least went with that. But I can't really blame them for that because I'm, it's such a piece of crap that I'm not going to learn a language. But looking back now, I'm like, damn, if I would learn Mandarin and or Vietnamese, that would have been awesome.
I think back then, the whole, like, societal zeitgeist or whatever the fuck you call it was, the kid is better to just learn completely English, and that's the way that's how they would get the most benefit. And then nowadays, I don't know when they started to make that switch. Now it's like multilingual is what is better now.
Well, I think they're doing that just because it is good to know these other languages because there is more connections between other countries, and
I think definitely like it has to do with a lot of the connection, globalization of the whole world.
Like, tons of companies are just investing in other countries.
You have value if you can go overseas and you can speak the language.
Yeah, if you can translate or something too, man, you're.
But when your parents came, when my parents came too, it was like fucking just English. Like English is the most important thing right now.
Yeah. And
that's.
Yeah, I bet my parents are regretting that now. But, yeah, I mean,
everything.
It's fine. Yeah, when they look at me, the first word that comes to mind is regret. No, I'm not gonna say that.
Anyways, I guess we can just go back to Japan for this. Maybe this will be the main topic of this bonus. Japan. What you can do. Jason has no ideas.
We're at 44 minutes in, and now we'll decide the main topic.
Anyways, Japan is kind of a sort of weird because just one more weird thing I'll belt out before we run out of time. Apparently, there's a huge rivalry between East and West. Between
East and West,
Tokyo and like the Osaka region of Kyoto and stuff like that, and to the point where both of them, the power grids, I think, are even different. So in Japan, when they make appliances and plugs and shit, they have to be able to cover the range of the power, frequency, amps, or something, voltage that they get in East, and also cover the range that they get in the West.
Oh, so they don't have a set thing throughout the country.
No. And there's no standard power gauge throughout the entire country. Everything they gotta do has to cover a range that can cover East and West. And this goes way back then in history, which maybe one other day I can
That's one thing I wish. About it. Make all the plugs in the world one common plug.
That would be so good, actually.
Right?
That would be like very. I think eventually the world might have to come towards something like that.
I really hope so, because it's so annoying to get those adapter things. Because just in like whatever UK alone, they have all these different types. They got the massive plug too, compared to like the ones we have here.
Yeah, my wife wanted to actually buy some kettles, some water boilers from the UK because they apparently make really good, really nice. Because they drink a shit ton of tea, right? So they have a lot of good, really good water boilers, water kettles. But then she was like, it's such a hassle because fucking the plugs, they just don't work here, and then you gotta go through you have to check so many things and go through such a hassle to just get some kind of transformer just to make sure the voltage and the wattage is
you don't want to pull a fuse
You
from
can
it.
just buy a universal.
Yeah, but those things are kind of like shit. Like
Some of them don't convert properly, and then
especially if you're like boiling water, that like
takes a
you
lot
could
of
go
energy.
sideways real fast, right? You could destroy your kettle, right?
or like blow a fuse or something, get a brownout. I don't know.
But they have to, because nowadays you can buy products from everywhere, from China, Britain, whatever, and like they're gonna have to be able to, if eventually I could see everybody just trying to go through one universal plug, so then you can buy products from Europe, you could take it back
that's
to
the hope.
North America.
Eventually, it could happen.
That's the hope, but even for USBs, we're still having struggles because like Apple won't go to USB
But
Type
that's
C.
because
Oh,
they,
fuck
I
it,
wish
they
they
would.
would.
want to sell their
All
own
these,
di-
all
Yeah.
these,
Well,
yeah.
that's the thing. You're gonna have the same issue with other things.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a long ways away. But like the smart thing, if people got their acts together and realized something, and if there was gonna be a universal something, it should be it should be a power plug. It should also all the appliances that you make can be able to be used in every other country.
It'd be a lot safer.
It would be, and a little bit of it is because it's different different countries, but also different companies. Just like you said, Apple and the whole USB fucking mess. Well, at the same time, like Japan's whole rail system is privatized too. So you could buy Japan Rail Pass, but you can't use the other lines that are owned by other companies or something. It's really unnecessarily complicated.
And it's no more so they have like local, and then the ones that go basically you could take throughout the country or whatever.
Yeah, it's all owned by different companies too. Like our J Rail Pass could not work in certain sections of the subway, but other sections of the subway that were owned by Japan Rail, you could use it there. It was really
So what happened? You had to get off the train and then.
Well, if you were going to take another route, you're gonna have to just buy a ticket from that. Whatever, right?
That's
like
the
your
thing.
pass doesn't work there.
That's the only main thing I'm worried about is getting from point A to point B, because I know they have a lot of English stuff there, but the signs for like transfers and everything for trains, I might, and I'm saying like this is a 85% chance that I'll get lost at some point. But yeah, I mean, we'll see how I do on my own.
You're gonna be sold into a sex video, and then I want to see you end up on the Japanese R18 porn site.
At least it'll be blurred.
Yeah, censored. You censored another guy's cock going inside.
Wow, what the hell?
It's okay, I don't search for that kind of stuff
I'm not
anymore.
gonna take it. You might as well just kill me.
You.
Just kill me. I don't want.
And plus, the Yakuza porn films, they're uncensored.
Yakuza has it. Where would someone find these? Just so I can avoid going to these sites.
There's some studios where you can get the footage. You can buy the footage uncensored. Main studios, their main stuff always is censored, but you can buy, I don't know if it's like
You would think
extras or whatever. It's uncensored, but also the Yakuza, the underworld porn videos are definitely identifiable because they're all uncensored.
You would think that they could make more money since they're already recording it uncensored. They're adding it to like the censorship after, obviously.
Yeah.
But you would think that they could release both. Only release the censored versions in Japan, since that's a legal issue, and then just export the uncensored.
Some companies do that, but I think they run into a lot of trouble back in Japan because I don't know.
Wait, porn is censored in Japan?
In Japan, it's like your crotch area is censored, so penis, the penis and the vagina have like a mosaic, like blurred out. They're blurred out.
So then you're just watching.
You can see everything else.
It's for like decency, right?
Yes, this is decent porn.
I think it's like a super old law, and they just can't get rid of it.
Like you can have a guy shit on the chest of a girl, but they would censor his asshole, and
Jesus. I think that's our time.
and the censoring makes it decent.
yeah, you can see the steaming shit just fall onto her chest, but the asshole that it comes out of is pixelated.
Blurred, therefore decent.
Yeah, because you don't want to see the asshole that is delivering the hot steam
Payload.
pile of just number 2 right onto the girl's chest. Like that is just too decadent.
That was more of a thing in Germany, like the whole scat thing.
Scat is totally.
Okay,
You know what?
Let's go into this.
Oh my God.
You know what? When you're in Japan, you should go to that one restaurant opened by that one porn star that is just all the food smells and tastes like shit.
No.
And you can
Oh,
go on
God.
YouTube and search
No.
for the poo restaurant.
No.
Okay, all the food comes in like mini toilet
No.
bowl shaped bowls too.
No.
So you can get curry that is like the flavor of shit. Smells like shit.
How is that even successful?
Why? How?
This guy, this porn actor, he started a lot of porn movies, started a lot of scat movies, and he's like, I've always loved the taste of shit.
No.
Like, he did.
No.
Yeah, he loves the taste of shit, and he's like, it's worth it. Every shoot that I've had, a scat shoot, it's all worth it. The medical bills after such a shoot to make sure you gotta check your health after you do shoot that scene where the guy eats shit. All worth it. And he loved it so much he opened his own restaurant where the theme is shit.
No.
And it's not like he puts shit into the bowl,
No.
but he uses like really fermented like fish that smells
No.
just like the thing. And Jason's going to
No.
go eat this
No.
when he goes for vacation in Japan.
Absolutely not.
It's like the curry, and they make it
No.
so it looks like shit. Like they make it so looks
No.
like the curry is smeared
No.
onto the sides of the bowl.
Nope.
And if you finish it, you get
No.
like a picture and like a plaque or something.
No, that's not something I want. No.
All right, so
No.
we'll look for your picture
No.
when you come back.
No. Dear God. Well, this has
I
been
don't
Verbal
think-
Laxative.
I don't think I'll be eating for a week.
Well, until next time, this has been a Verbal Laxative bonus episode. If you consider this a bonus.
Like, comment, and subscribe, and Jason will actually go to that restaurant and post videos.
Dear God, no.
And I'm just trying to clear my mind of the last minute and a half. So
Well, I'm Jason.
I'm Hassan.
And I don't know who I am anymore. That should be what you said.
Dear God, no.